Ladies and gentlemen, our closing keynote speaker is someone who does not fit the usual mold. He calls himself an outlier marketer, and he lives that identity every single day. He also seems to have a long history with Kerala. Rumor says he once fell in love with a Kerala Chechi, and that is why he keeps coming back. He has spoken in more than 30 countries. He has written 23 books on marketing, creativity, and storytelling. He works with founders who want visibility, clarity, and decisive business scale. He always brings something unexpected, and tonight he has created a special surprise for Thai Kerala. Presenting the closing keynote, the Outlier Edge, how to think differently, market sharply, and grow fearlessly. Please welcome Pravin Shekar.
Yay, but where's the speaker? Where's the speaker? Where's the speaker? Where's the speaker? The speaker will come only if you sing a song. Are you ready? Come, sing along with me. Gada, gada, gada. Oh, everybody, I need everybody to sing. Gada, gada, gada. Gada, 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 gatot kacha. Oh, come on with full energy here, folks. I'm coming all the way from Chennai to charge each one of you up, and I need you to be charged. Are you with me? Then you've got to raise your arms and sing along. Gada, gada, gada. Gatot kacha. That side. Gada, gada, gada. Gatot kacha. Come along. I'm here, and my energy comes from your energy, which means each one of you has to be with me for the next 20 minutes. Are you with me? It's the fag end. There's a very necessary reason why they have invited me, a professional speaker, and come and talk to you for the closing keynote, because we need to end it on a high. Are we going to end it on a high? Yeah. What am I doing out here? How many of you know about this character called Ghatotkacha? How many of you have heard about this character from the Mahabharata called Ghatotkacha? Why am I here with this particular gentleman's part? There's a reason. There's a reason why I have come over here like Ghatotkacha. What could that be? What a character from our history. Some may call it mythology, some may call it history, but the fact remains that he is a character worth emulating. He can increase his size and shake up mountains. He can reduce it down to a shadow and slip through the enemies and competitors that we have. There's only one mission for Ghatotkacha. This particular person changed the course of the Mahabharata war. You'll have to go read up. Oh, and I have written about it in the Ghatotkacha game for you to go ahead and read. And I am here because Ghatotkacha is the true outlier, living life on the edge with just one purpose, and the single purpose is the success of the mission that he is put forward to. And I am here to talk to each one of you about this outlier edge. As entrepreneurs, we are automatically on the edge, which basically means, what can I do? How can I put myself out there? How can I go ahead and create an impression in the market? Come on, be truthful. You all expected the closing keynote to come in a blazer right here, right or wrong? And just by interrupting that pattern, I have the attention of a whole lot of you, which I call the chin down economy. Do you know the economy we are in now? It's called the chin down economy because everybody is just like this. And for me to wake you up and get you into the hall, you will need a charger, you will need somebody to short circuit it through, and that is me, taking the role of Ghatotkacha. But that's not what all I'm here for. I am here to light a fire under your ass so that when you go out, come Monday, you are in the office thinking about what can I think differently, act differently, do differently for my business scale. I need hands up. How many of you here entrepreneurs want super growth? Nice. How many of you want to be noticed? Come on, all of us look into the mirror before we come outside the house. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we are a shameless audience. I have a whole bunch of incentives for the Entu cutlets with this gentleman out here leading the roost right now. How many of you want to be noticed? Come on. Ah! And the last question of all, how many of you want to leave behind a legacy, a successful company, something that you have written, something that you have given back? All of us have that urge, and that is only possible when we are right there on the outlier edge, because we have only one life. Many of us have only one wife. But there is a whole lot more we can do on the edge. And to talk a little bit more, can I tell you about my love story? Can I tell you about my love story? Thank you, MC. But I'm looking at the back of the hall. Unless I get a yes from them, there's absolutely nothing I'm going to talk about. Sorry, Divya, if it takes over 20 minutes, but is that a yes or a no? Can anybody recognize that gentleman on the left corner? 20 years ago, I was not the loud and proud Ghatotkacha that you see. I was shy, silent, introverted. Believable? Which is the truth. But I was the Tamil Nadu Raskuti, totally, madly, deeply in love with Roskuti. What a smile she had. She just looks at me and butterflies in the stomach. Have you had that feeling before? Every time. Then, not now. Happily married, 20 years. But I did not know what to do. I wanted to go talk to her. I didn't have the guts. I wanted to go propose to her. I didn't have anything to do with it. And I had a friend who came along. Any guesses who that gentleman is? He's Jacob. You would have seen him. So he came and said, Pravin, don't worry. I will help you. Hey, Macha, I need to send a love letter. Don't worry. I will write it for you. And what a love letter Jacob wrote. Absolutely beautiful. Anybody who gave that letter to me, I would want to fall in love. And once you read it, what a beautiful aftertaste, like dark chocolate in your mouth with a hint of hazelnut. And obviously, I didn't have any guts to go give it to the girl. Jacob said, listen, I'll go do the honors. And I did not meet him for 20 years after that until I saw him yesterday. He said hello, I said hello, and he introduced his wife, my Roskuti. You know that awkward moment that happens? Well, needless to say, Jacob is not here. He ran away, and he tries to bribe me with a whole lot of these chocolates. And the only thing my mind voice says is, "Po mone Dinesa, pandradalla pannittu ipo na thaniya ninnitrukken." But there is a purpose and a reason behind the story. I am a storyteller. You can see I'm a theater guy. I was born for the stage, but there is a purpose to the story. How do you write a love letter? I have a lot of youngsters out here. One, you never start a love letter saying to whomsoever it may concern. Two, if it is your love letter, you write the damn love letter. And three, most important part, you deliver that love letter. Because if you are going to, and this is a mantra that I want you to have, it's a punchline I'm going to share with you. One who gets noticed first wins. Some will say, oh, first impressions or not. The first impression is obviously there. The minute you see me in this, you perk up, you take notice. That's a first impression. But there is a mantra that I want to leave from this story as entrepreneurs for Tycon Kerala here. Would you like to know the mantra? If you are shy, you will die. You have to be shameless. The first lesson for you to be on the outlier edge is put yourself out there, because it is my business. The lives of so many people are dependent on me, families. So if I'm shy, I will die, and I'm not going to be shy. If you like it, put your hands together and give me a clap. As shameless as asking for the claps yourself. If I don't ask, will you not give it? You will. I am a storyteller. Oru kada sollata. Vikram Veda. This is 1960s, Tamil Nadu, 35 kilometers outside Coimbatore. Just imagine the buses like that, dusty roads. Buses are regular, typical lower middle class life. And everyone who comes into this town looks at buying fruits to go into Coimbatore, because where I come from, there is a saying, Verunkai visitu pogakudadu. If you're going to visit somebody, you don't go empty-handed. You take something along with you. Right? Like Jacob gave with his Jacoby chocolates. Yep. So all the people look at buying some fruits to go in. That was not the days of Cadbury's chocolates or anything packaged, 1960s. Natarajan was a 9-year-old. This is his story. And Natarajan, 9 years old, had 3 siblings and had to take care of them. Every morning he woke up at 4:30, went to the orchard, plucked the fruits, put them in a basket and brought it to the bus stand. It was already 11 o'clock. He had not sold a single fruit. He was pissed off, hungry, angry, and his 3 siblings depended on him for hot food. And he had no idea. Every time a bus came in, the vendors all ran through, and only the first ones, the fast ones, sold. The rest had no clue, and Natarajan stood no chance. At 11 o'clock, he was so irritated, he just went and sat down. He went and sat down and just started observing the buses as they came in. The first bus, what happens? Who's running? Who's the early bird who gets the worm? What are customers looking for? Which window do customers buy? What are they looking at? For 3 buses, he observed that 1, people want freshness. 2, there's no point jumping in with that. At 9 years old and 3.5, 4 feet, he is not going to be visible. So he sat, wet his towel, polished it, and stood 4 meters behind when the bus came. Made eye contact with one person. The eye contact was reciprocated. He showed the basket and said, fresh fruit. Venuma? And he threw a fruit, and that customer caught it, took a bite, and said, wow. He was impressed. He bought. The customers before in the seat and those behind in the seat also bought. In that one single bus, in that 5 minutes, Natarajan sold his entire basket and went back home happy. It's a true story. And there are gifts waiting here for those who are going to answer some of my questions. What those questions are, I will tell you right now. Those are the books that are going to be given as incentives for the folks who are going to come and answer. Who is Natarajan? Is it a true story or a false story? True story. Oh, then you believe the Jacobi story as well? Who is Natarajan today? Any guesses? Entrepreneur. Of course he's an entrepreneur. Thank you, sir. Who said that? Thank you very much. This is the same Natarajan who has set up the Paramudir Solai chain of fruit restaurants. That is who he is. That's the story. But why am I as a story? This story was told to me by his son. Why am I talking about it? Because the basics of an outlier edge is pull marketing, not push. All of us are prey to the Western marketing playbooks that work in the Silicon Valley. We cut, copy, paste, and expect it to work for an Indian market. How is that feasible? I need to pull you. I need to attract you. I'm a professional speaker. And I am seeding using pull marketing because you are not going to be silent. You're going to pick up the phone, pick up click pics, and talk about it everywhere because I am seeding. 2, a small shine will create a big impact. A very small shine in whatever you are talking about. And 3, please don't run with the crowd. Yesterday and today, a lot of people have complimented me on my dress. I will tell you a bit later why this particular dress, why this particular dhoti. But all it takes is just a little bit for you to stand apart from the crowd and being called an outlier. What is an outlier? You have a whole mass. There'll be one person who will be standing apart, visible. The first reaction we'll say is Kirkan Visiran. But he or she is the person who's going to rock everything and rule the world. Take it from me. Punchline. Visibility creates velocity. If you are not visible, people don't even know who you are, what your product is. Where is your sales and growth going to come from? Have you ever thought about it? Come on. Right? Visibility creates velocity. I was outside in the booth, and the Dhanam publication booth attracted me. I went straight in because they had a brand playbook out there, a collection. It appeals to me, and I looked for all the marketing English books that were there, picked up everything. Because it is visible, they are showing me what they are doing. I didn't pick any of the Malayalam books because I didn't know. But that is the resonance that visibility creates velocity. Why did I take the book? To take it back to Thai Chennai and talk to all the charter members about the great work that this publication is doing. So I become a word-of-mouth expert for somebody whom I have seen before, but I saw the booth only now. Visibility creates velocity. This is a cheat sheet. I believe in giving additional value. This is an 8-panel cheat sheet that will help you to become a proficient in that outlier edge. Would you want it? 3 people, yes, I will pass it across. You can come and pick it. Do you want it? Oh, then you'll have to shout for it. You'll have to work for it. You'll have to participate with me on that particular part. Time for another story. Do you want to hear another story of this wonderful entrepreneur called Dandapani? How many of you founders have this feeling in the belly every 30th of the month when you have to pay salaries and there are cash flow issues? How many of you have had the phone call that came from a client that the annual contract we signed, you worked for 3 years, but it's done now? You're stuck. We don't know what to do. The brain doesn't work, but the belly is in an overflow, rumble in the Bronx out there. All of us have had that feeling. If we have not had the feeling, we are not entrepreneurs. Because we are responsible not just for our family, for a whole lot of other families. The previous speaker spoke about artisans and how her work appeals and attracts to each one of them. This was Dandapani in the 1980s, and he had just been served a death knell at his job, saying in 2 weeks' time, you're going to have no job. Why? What was his job? He was working in a petrol bunk in T Nagar in Chennai, and there was a mechanic workshop by the same owner adjacent. So he used to fill petrol, and he used to repair the cars. Remember 1980s? What cars were there on the roads? Ambassador, Premier Padmini, all mechanical cars. So you needed something to do with the sense of the engine and the sounds and what was coming. Dandapani was shocked. A family to feed, a small house. What am I going to do? He had 2 sleepless nights until he decided, what is it that I love doing? I obviously can't be a petrol bunk guy. I love playing with these engines. I know how to identify the error. I am really good at these engines and repairing them. And 2, I can go back to the same customers, but what do I do about the shed? He put a thatch next to his house, became his shed. What do I do about the equipments, the tools? So he went back to the owner, and the owner said, I'm anyway shutting shop. I've sold it for a flat apartment complex that's coming. I'm going to my native. You can take all the tools. And then Dandapani did something that was far out. How long does your car service take now, sir? Any answers? How long does a car service take today? A proper full car service? 4 days? 3 days? It used to take 7 days those times. Time was slow. There was no demand. There was no fast food. It used to take 7 days. Middle class mentality, no Uber, Ola at that particular point. So the owners of the car had to use public transport, go in sweaty to work, come back sweaty and dirty from work. So Dandapani went and told them, sir, 7 p.m. I'll come to your house and take the car. I'll service it overnight. 7 a.m. it will be back for you to go to your office. Obviously, unheard of at that particular time. Nobody wanted to trust. He said, you don't even need to pay me, sir. I'll get it done. Once you're satisfied, you pay me. First customer, wowed. First customer could not keep it to himself. He spoke to other customers. One by one, Dandapani has built it up to a 35-strong company which handles high-end mechanical servicing. It's a true story narrated to me by J. Krishnan, Thai Chennai charter member and my mentor. A real true story of grit, determination, entrepreneurship, and living life on the outlier edge. Why? Give people what they desperately want. This hall, after 2 days of talks, desperately wanted a josh of energy. Am I giving it to you? Do the thing nobody else will do. Can you imagine a professional with multiple companies that are being run, an angel investor dressed up like this and coming over? You will not forget. You will never ever forget me. Is our brand, is our business unforgettable for our clients? Are we ready to do what is necessary? You can be an expert for all I care. Are you ready to execute? Are you ready to go the 20,000 mile for you, like what Dandapani did, for you to go right ahead and get it done? And that is the story of Dandapani that I'm going to be talking about. There are 4 questions that you have to answer yourself. The 4 questions are there in this particular document for the 5 to 10 who asked for it. And the questions are very simple. Who exactly am I trying to win over? Dandapani did not try for the whole world. He focused on a micro market of people with a car who had a problem that needed a solution. What really hurts them now? Your clients have a pain point, and every speaker here has said, find the pain point, find the pain point, find the pain point. We are so stuck up in the sexiness of starting a business and developing a product that we forget why exactly are we doing what we are doing. Go back to the basics. What is really hurting them right now? What can I shine today that they say, wow, this is for me. This guy understands me. This lady knows what my pain point is, and I am ready to do whatever to get that person as my vendor, as my service partner. How far am I as the entrepreneur with my presence, ready to go, willing to go to get noticed? A lot of you have come to the conference, sitting in the corner, sitting and going. Is that why we come to a conference? We come to network, we come to learn, we come to connect and talk about other brands, but also get our brand spoken about. Right or wrong? Well, with that, I want you to come one more time with me. Come along. Gada, gada, gada. And those in the back, I want you to shake your shoulder. Gada, gada, gada. Gatot kacha. Oh, come on. Where's the energy? Youngsters, gada, 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 gatot kacha. Yep. I have an option for you. I definitely have time. A story. Do you want a story about a ladies' tailor or a gents' tailor? Ladies' tailor or gents' tailor? You'll have to shout. Do you want the gents' tailor story? Gents' tailor. 5 voices. Ladies' tailor. Even split. I will let the MC decide. Ladies' tailor or gents' tailor? Gents' tailor. As a speaker, I invest in my presence. I need to own the room, which means I have to spend time, money, resources in getting my dress stitched. 2014, my family and I had a holiday December 2014, 11 years ago. We went to Top Slip, Valparai, and we had a day in the middle, on the way back, full day in Coimbatore. And somehow at that point, I had a fascination for linen. I wanted to do something, buy something in linen and get it stitched. So we asked around. As a dutiful son-in-law, my mother-in-law said Ramraj in RS-puram. We landed up at Ramraj RS-puram, and we were right there. I picked up the material. My kids were looking at me like this because they have never seen me shop. I don't shop. My job as assistant ends with the parking lot in a sari shop. So the girls were looking at me. I picked up the material, and as the person was going to cut, there was a voice that said, "Stop!" The shop was silent. It was a small shop, less than that of the stage. And Saravanan, the manager, came running towards me, but he didn't talk to me. He spoke to the voice behind me, which was my wife. Inna madam problem? No, don't cut. This fellow will cut it. He's very busy. He travels around and it will occupy almara space. Madam, what is your problem? No, he wants this stitched. I can't get it stitched in Chennai. What does he want stitched? And so far the conversation is happening with my wife. He wants 2 shirts and 2 jibbas. He said, don't worry, madam, just give me a minute. He goes, works the phone, comes back. Madam, I will get it stitched for you. He says, no, he's very particular in his design. And we are leaving today evening. By that time, another gentleman enters the shop. And Saravanan says, madam, the tailor is right here. We'll take the measurements. And I will deliver it today. What time is your train? My wife said, 7:30 is my train. He said, please come here by 5:30. And I'll have the 2 shirts and 2 jibbas stitched for you and kept ready. This is the Ramraj store. Right? My wife had no trust. My nativity is in Coimbatore, which is full on trust. So I said, fine, I'm an entrepreneur, I'll go ahead and trust. We took the girls out because my parents, grandparents, everybody grew up in Coimbatore. 4:30, I get a call from Saravanan saying, sir, ready, vandu vaainkanga. 5 o'clock, we land up, 2 shirts, 2 jibbas are ready. And my wife had no trust. She made me try out everything. Picture perfect. 11 years later, it still fits me. Superb. Why am I talking about this story? Because Saravanan was not the owner of Ramraj. Saravanan exhibited something called customer service. And we have Vinay Pushpakaran here, a leader in customer service. If you want anything, please talk to him on that. This is sheer ownership of that. What does the client want? He does not want cloth. Who is the decision maker in the family? It is my wife. Figuring out what I want, what is required, getting it done through an external tailor, because Ramraj till date does not do stitching services. They have ready-mades, they have dhotis. This is a Ramraj dhoti I'm wearing. And they just sell cloth. Over and above duty is what Saravanan did. And what I do now, he has my size. I just land in Coimbatore, pick up the material and carry on with my speaking or consulting engagements. 3 to 5 days later, he couriers the finished jibba kurta to my office. Every Diwali, Deepavali, till Corona hit, They were my preferred vendor. Remember, life experiences, how many of such associates we have in our company, how many are we recognizing, how many are we honing to take that ownership and go right ahead to the outlier edge, because the customer is right and we need to do what the customer needs. Are you with me here? What are the 3 key lessons we learned? 1, pattern interrupt. If you've been doing a few things the way you have been doing, but the results are not coming, it is idiocy. What are you going to break? What pattern are you going to cut through? What are you going to work on is absolutely important. Like Natarajan, can I see what the others are not seeing? Do I have the outlier eye? Because we are entrepreneurs, we are not in the copycat mentality. If I need to stand apart, I need to be myself. How am I going to be myself? By an absolutely crazy value offer. A crazy value offer like what Dandapani gave. Are we ready for the crazy offer? There is a QR code right here. You can get my crazy offer on how can you be an outlier, what is an outlier edge, what are the steps that I can look at taking away, what can I look at doing with this sheet so that my mantra as a speaker, I'm here for you. And 2, I have to provide you with practical steps that you can go back on Monday morning and implement in your business or your investee business immediately. And that is my crazy value offer, requesting you to go right ahead. That if you want it, you'll have to make noise, you'll have to download it, you'll have to give some feedback, you got to take it up, copy, and completely open source. A lot of us, hold it like this. How many of you had a school friend, when you're writing an exam, he writes like this? Left, right, nobody is going to. And that is the guy who flunks. The world has changed. It's all open source. Everything is freely available. Why is the need for professional speakers? Because only speakers can light the fire. 20 minutes of my talk, I've not used that one word ever. What is the one word? All of it running in all your minds. Oh. I have not used the bad word called AI anywhere in my talk. Because when there is human intelligence, AI is only going to supplement, it is going to help amplify the story. It is not the story. All the stuff that you see is hand-rolled and written and worked upon by me for Tycoon Kerala, for each one of you to look at. And that is exactly where we are coming in to. For the ladies, can we go ahead and give you the ladies' tailor story as well? Ladies' tailor, anybody? Now the dhoti I am wearing is again a Ramraj dhoti, but it has my branding all the way through. Why am I talking about my branding? Can anybody tell me? Why am I talking about my branding here? It is a ladies' tailor story. Yes, sir, you can have a look at it. That's my dhoti out here. Why am I talking to you about a ladies' tailor? Because this is Divya, not your Thai Kerala Divya. This is another Divya who runs a non-profit called Hasta Foundation. And what do? They teach autistic young adults skills so that he or she can stand on their own feet. A phenomenal work, training these people, giving them a bit of self-esteem and teaching them block printing. So wherever I go, whichever stage I go, I wear a veshti, I wear a mundu. Oh, if you have not been to the mundu kada here, please try it out. I'm in love with the Cochin mundu kada. Phenomenal amount of dhotis. I've given them a hell of a lot of business. I bought more mundus than saris for my wife. So that gives you an idea about the shop. But here, I enter the small exhibition area and I'm immediately impacted by the dhotis, the veshtis that Hasta Foundation has made. She reversed. Remember that advertisement? Why should boys have all the fun? It was a two-wheeler. She reversed it saying, why should ladies have all the fun? Because if all of you are familiar with mundu, you only have one strip of color. That is the only choice men have, whether you want blue color or yellow color. And if you come from my state, there are 2 colors we don't want to wear. Right? So that our affiliation is straight and true Switzerland. But Divya flipped it. That she has birds, she has elephants, and in the border, she's got a whole lot of block printing done. It was love at first sight for me. I picked up 3, and then I said, Divya, I'd like to talk to you. And I had just come from a talk, so I was right there. She said, sir, I think I know what you're going to talk about. So I decided, okay, tell me what. You want your brand on the dhoti, right? I said, Divya, absolutely. This is exactly what I want. She said, sir, it will take 4 weeks. I said, why 4 weeks? Because the wooden block printing to my logo, which is a mustache on a bald tube light, has to be made by woodworkers in Uttar Pradesh. Because she wants to give the artisans their work. I waited 4 weeks, and Divya came to my office. Do you know how she came to my office with? She came with my dhoti, love at first sight. She had seen my brand colors. So I have a yellow on black, I have a black on white, and I have, again, a reverse of black on yellow. Agreed? 1 month later, I get Angavastrams. I don't know if it's the practice in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, you have to put an Angavastram or a towel. And then comes a t-shirt with my logo. And then comes a vest with my logo. And then, for my wedding anniversary, she sends one with a matching sari for my wife. Right? So the same, even though it is a ladies' tailor, she's not a tailor, but she gets everything done. It's such an impressive story of understanding who the client is. This is probably the 150th stage I'm talking about Ramraj, and the 20th or 30th I'm talking about Divya from Hasta. I don't get any commissions here. What I get is love and more love. And vendors who think like partners, who think for me, design for me, and then come straight through. How many of such partners have we cultivated, have we worked, have we synced upon? Isn't that something that we would need to look at? Right? When we look at the outlier edge, I want to work with people who are as crazy as I am. Because you can only go so far with people who are, how much can you fight? If every single day in your office you're going to be fighting and you are entrepreneurs, which means we come up with a new idea, conference room, wow, sir, super, sir, ayyo, bhayangar, yeah, chance hai, sir. But that is flattery. If we want our activities, our actions to go ahead and make some work, we need people around with us. And I'm going to tell you the story. I've written 23 books. The 24th is going to be beta launch that I want to give to Gmon and your president. I need to work and operate with outliers who push me through. And I'm going to tell you one example here. This morning, I happened to share 5 minutes on the breakfast table with Gmon. And we were discussing something. And he told me what in Hindi is called Satyavachan. When you are convinced about doing something, you commit to it and you communicate. You do not convince those around you. If I am convinced, I am committed to it, I am communicating it to you that this is what I am doing, which is what my first book coach said years ago. I'm at 24th book now. My first book, one thing he said is, figure out who you surround yourself with. And I'm going to share, this is Shekar from Chennai, a brilliant speaker, by the way. And he said, Pravin, you announce to your group that you are going to write a book. Just sit back and observe their reaction. Right? He said, the group will split into two parts. There will be 95% and 5%. The 95% will say, look at what the world has come to. And the other 5% will say, hey, this is what we've been waiting for. You have so much to convey to the world. We are waiting forward to it. I'll review it. I'll talk about it. I will market it. Clear? We have to segment who are the 95% and stay away from them. Find out who are these 5%, for whom am I the 5%, that I will go ahead and be the Gatotkacha in their life. If they do something, I will amplify it 20 times. Right? My grandmother was my PRO. I would have won only the 3rd prize, but the whole neighborhood will think I've got the Olympic gold medal. Isn't it? We need people like this, and not for the falsity, but the 5% who are there in love with you for you to go ahead with. And therefore, bringing it right back. Who am I? Who am I for? What is the transformation I bring about? How wacky on the edge my transformation is going to be? And how can I assist you by adding so much value that you scream, how can I go ahead and help this gentleman? And that minute, that moment is the outlier edge that each one of you is waiting for. So with that, my request to each one of you is awaken the Gatotkacha inside you. Use this particular mace. I'm using an analogy of breaking the negative trait that we are in and breaking the complacency that we stick ourselves into. Because we have only one life, and as entrepreneurs, it is our job to provide employment to a whole lot more and seed the future generation of entrepreneurs. And that is how we become Gatotkacha. We change the whole world that we are dealing with. And And my job for Tycon Kerala is to charge each one of you, and I'm very confident I have done that. With that, for those of you who want it, there will be volunteers who will go ahead and distribute this across to you. It is also available as a download, because my job is to light the spark, make sure the fire is lit. And 10 days from now, for Tycon Kerala, for those of you who do your homework and send in your questions, there will be a group Zoom session focusing on your brand and how can we help your brand get in the outlier edge to scale a whole lot more. With that, thank you for the opportunity. Put your hands together, stand up and sing once more with me. Gata, gata, gata. Gatot gacha. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
That was wonderful, Pravin. And can I request Kurian Abraham, Managing Director, Dhanam Publications Private Limited, to come forward and give a small memento to Pravin.